back put them on the brink of doing that. The goal put them on the brink of doing that, and the offside took it away.
Yeah.
For the moment.
For the moment. Yeah. For the moment. They've got a chance to breathe and meet and now talk about and get your head on the fact that it's penalties. And a lot of those Manchester players must have just had that sinking feeling, Martin, when that goal goes in. So the amount of emotion these players have gone through in the last 5 minutes is pretty intense.
Well, it's a reprieve, isn't it?
It is. Yeah. It is. But now you've got to get your head on and think, I'm still in the game. Right, what have I got to focus on? Taking a penalty. Big pressure situations. I mean, it's a lot of emotional changes for the players, and it's got to be calm in these moments.
And for Mark Robins, who kept his emotions under check, as if he possibly suspected the offside.
Maybe. I think he's that type of manager anyways, and he keeps himself really steady and calm all the time.
Well, volunteers, please.
I know. I mean, I was looking at it, and players that you'd like to have taking penalties and players that are available on the pitch, and obviously Manchester United made a lot of substitutes. So can't wait to see who the selection are, the 5.
Well, just to remind you, from a year ago, only Casemiro and Dalot are available. And they took 7 penalties to see off Brighton. Scored them all. Marcus Rashford did start the game. Garnacho did start the game. They didn't finish the game. And the others, Sabitzer, who's doing very well in the Champions League.
Yes.
Weghorst with the club, they were loan players, and Victor Lindelof, who's on the casualty list, a long one for Manchester United.
And you'd fancy Sims, wouldn't you? Sheaf possibly for Coventry. The skipper may step up and take one.
And can Haji Wright go through it again?
Yeah.
And that technique of his.
Yeah, right, for sure.
Bruno will take one. Yeah, he wasn't involved in the shootout a year ago.
I think
has taken plenty penalties.
Yeah, Coventry in pretty good shape though, aren't they, in terms of pens? Looking at them play today and the players they got on the pitch and that are available for the shootout there, they're not in bad shape themselves. This is going to be interesting.
Well, we've got an international goalkeeper, Andre Onana. We've got a player who has his own chapter in the history books of Champions League football, international football, with Brazil, Casemiro, to take the first penalty. And Bradley Collins, who's not played in the Premier League despite his early hopes at Chelsea. So really, even to now, the comparison that some of these Coventry players wouldn't have expected to be on the same pitch as the all-star Manchester United starting lineup, shall we say. It's not finishing lineup. All for one and one for all.
Well, either way for Erik ten Hag, this day hasn't been a positive one. Even if United go through, I think there'll be a lot of questions asked and a lot of questions needing answers. And some collapse from 3-0 up. To be in this situation, this high pressure situation that his players are in now.
Well, of all the emotions that are running through the players on your screens, I would say probably the calmest man is Casemiro.
Doesn't look too stressed about it, does he?
No. So, if you like, Champions League against Championship, and he's missed it, a save. It was an attempt to Panenka it, and Collins kept it out. First blood to Coventry City.
Well, he looked relaxed, and the penalty was relaxed, and I'm not too sure at all what he's thinking. Yes, it was a Panenka, but it was pretty low, and it was a little bit to the side anyway. Really brave, bold move from Collins to read it. Shocking start for Manchester United.
So now Onana needs to try and read this penalty a bit better than the one that he was beaten by in the course of the game. Haji Wright, and that little shuffle to the left. Is he going to do the same thing again? There it is, and here it goes, and he blasts it in.
Well, Onana going that side where he slotted it last time, but he powers it into the corner. Really good penalty, actually.
I must have caught him on a bad night at Southampton.
Yeah, I think so. From what I've seen, he's been cool as in front of goal from the penalty spot, Martin.
Well, I did mention that Diogo Dalot took one in the semi-final shootout against Brighton. It was at the other end of the stadium, actually. But he scored, and he steps up again and steps forward again. And drives it in a bit like Haji Wright's technique, and they're on the board, Manchester United.
Yeah, solid pen. No fuss, nothing fancy, nothing special. Step up to it, good run up and bury it in the corner, nice and low.
Well, it's the player who had the goal disallowed, Victor Torp. Is to put Coventry back in front. And he does pick that one out.
Well, since coming on, he's been brilliant, Torp. He had an amazing hit in the second half on the volley, and this strike here is as clean as you like. Look at that for a penalty, wow. In the corner, nice and high, super strike.
It's a much more experienced Dane who comes forward for Manchester United. Again, not a player unused to this kind of pressure, shall we say. Brad Collins plays the guessing game, tries to read the intention of Christian Eriksen, who does the job with the minimum of fuss, I must say.
Yeah, Collins waiting again in the middle of the goal, almost thinking perhaps he's going to go straight. I'll just stay big and not really commit. But he would have had to commit to save that one. Lovely penalty in the corner.
Up comes Callum O'Hare, who plays with bravado and makes the walk from the halfway line with an air of confidence. That's showing that is one thing. Delivering with it is another matter altogether. O'Hare for Coventry, and Onana saves it. So we're one failure apiece now. Athletic, the United goalkeeper.
That's a great save. I'm not sure O'Hare does too much wrong. He just anticipates it. Onana, it's a decent height, but he really does get across early and quickly. Made the save look comfortable, but it was really sharp goalkeeping.
Well, just a reminder that Manchester United have plenty of big guns still on the pitch. And Casemiro and Eriksen, Dalot, of course, as well, international player, and Bruno Fernandes now, who so rarely fails from the penalty spot and makes it look ridiculously easy.
Well, that is how to stroke one home. Looking casual, but very, very accurate. Good power as well. Always looked comfortable to score, didn't he? He knows Bruno Fernandes in those situations is ice cold.
Well, Onana Of course, the yellow card's in the shootout. He's already got one in the match, but we saw that with Emi Martinez in the week. So it's Ben Sheaf. Oh, he's missed it. Sorry for him. United have to score the last one, or maybe the last one. They have a kick to win it.
Wow, the pressure's just built on the last two penalties, and Sheaf doesn't get his upper body over the ball enough. Look of despair after the strike. He strikes it cleanly, but just leaning back a fraction, eases the ball over the crossbar.
Well, this is going to go down well in Denmark, isn't it? Because Torp had the goal disallowed. Eriksen's taken a penalty, and now Højlund's going to take one. Torp, of course, scored his as well, but that looks in vain now. Rasmus Højlund to put Manchester United into the final now. I think Collins has got a yellow card as well. This can win it, and it does. And United will play City. It's a Manchester FA Cup final again for the second season in a row, but they've had to do it the hard way. Some would say they've been a bit fortunate to do it the way it's happened. The technology, which is part of the game, we have to accept that, stopped Erik ten Hag's team from being beaten with the very last touch of extra time. But the shootout now has gone Manchester United's way. After a wonderful game, United win 4-2 on penalties after the 3-3 draw.